90-Day Fiancé. Happily ever after, Rob Warren has ruined his own life by marrying Sophie Sierra. She may have married him with ulterior intentions. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details after. Star Rob Warren has made the worst decision of his life by bringing Sophie Sierra to the U.S. on a K-1 visa. Rob is an aspiring actor and model from Los Angeles, starring in Season 8 of the 90DF spin-off. Rob met Sophie when she decided to DM him on Instagram. The couple hit it off instantly, leading to Sophie flying from the UK to LA to live with Rob. Sophie had a great time with Rob and was the one who asked him to apply for a K-1 visa. However, when Sophie moved to the U.S., she started to complain about Rob, his apartment, and more. Sophie claimed she'd caught Rob cheating on her with someone online, while he said it was nothing serious. Sophie forgave Rob that time, but claimed to have browsed through his Snapchat and found inappropriate messages just days before their wedding. Sophie later admitted she forgave Rob because he was not cheating on her in real life. She also had access to Rob's location and knew where he was at all times. Sophie keeping tabs on Rob wasn't the only manipulative thing about her. During the premiere of 90-Day Fiancé Season 10, Sophie said she was hiding a secret from Rob that could end their relationship. Sophie had been dating Rob by then and yet didn't think it was important for her to tell him the truth. Sophie may have always intended to cheat on Rob as payback for what he did to her, but then her guilt got the better of her, and she decided to spill the truth. Sophie said that she had been sure about her sexual orientation since she was 5 years old, when her first crush was a girl. Sophie had never had a girlfriend, and she'd never gone all the way with a woman. Sophie wished to do it before she got married. Sophie started panicking when it was time for her to tell Rob about her sexuality. There's a chance that Sophie may have never told Rob if their relationship was not being filmed for the world to see. Sophie enjoyed keeping Rob in the dark. He started questioning her ability to stay faithful. Sophie expected Rob to understand her feelings towards women and still accept her and marry her. She even wondered if Rob would allow her to experiment outside their marriage. However, Sophie was not comfortable with Rob using Snapchat, where he was watching videos of random women. Sophie said she had dreamed about Rob being unfaithful and decided to casually snoop on his phone. Sophie said Rob was getting disgusting videos from other women and knew she had to pack her things and get away from Rob and his house and his dog. Sophie admitted that leaving Rob meant that she would not marry him and would have to return to England. She realized that her being in Los Angeles was more important then. Sophie chose to stay with her cheating partner in his uninhabitable house over her wealthy life in Britain. It's also interesting to see how Sophie separated from Rob after they moved to Texas. Sophie may have wanted to build a career in LA, and Rob's financial conditions didn't allow that. Meanwhile, Sophie was herself using a dating app while she was with Rob in America the first time around. Rob's friend Tori told him he'd spotted Sophie on the dating app Bumble. Rob didn't make a big deal out of it because he trusted Sophie. When Sophie was confronted, she claimed she was using the friend side of the app, and he wasn't there to find dating prospects. However, Tori coming across Sophie's profile meant that she was actively seeking male friends. Moreover, Sophie was awkward when she met her friend, Soraya, suggesting she was lying about how he met her. The drama continued on 90-Day Fiancé. Happily ever after. Season 8 for Sophie and Rob. They had made zero progress in working through their trust issues, and in turn had made things worse than they were before. Sophie and Rob weren't even living together as a married couple. Sophie revealed that while they were together for a few months since shifting to Texas, she had been living separately for 2 months when they began filming Season 8. Sophie claimed it was because she had another intuition that Rob was cheating on her, and she'd logged into his social media accounts again. It was the same scenario all over again, but this time Sophie's move looked permanent. She'd become best friends with a woman named Kay within a few months of moving to Texas, and trusted her enough to go and live with her in her house. Sophie's feelings were hurt, but not hurt enough to go back to London. Sophie had forgiven Rob earlier for not physically cheating on her, and she was going to do it again at the right time. Sophie never revealed how she met Kay. However, Sophie was now sharing a bed with her, and the camera zoomed in on their undergarments on the floor to imply they had a wild night together. Rob thought Sophie was cheating on him with Kay. While Sophie is now claiming that Kay is not her type, and she doesn't have feelings for her, Rob is quick to jump to conclusions. But he too has an intuition, as Sophie did about him. Rob was cheating online, but Sophie was cheating on him in real life with a woman. Sophie told Rob that her friend from England, named Callum, was coming to meet them. Sophie wanted Rob to be nice to Callum. She said Callum was her longest friend, and she'd known him since she was 14 years old. Callum traveled a lot and had recently told Sophie that he was planning a trip to the US. Sophie didn't want to hide the fact that Callum was coming to meet her from Rob. She claimed she hadn't told Rob since she had been staying with Kay all this while. Sophie wanted Rob to make an effort with her friends. Rob admitted Callum flying across the ocean to see Sophie did not give him a good feeling. Sophie claimed Callum was coming to the US anyway, and not to meet her. She insisted that Rob was her type, and she didn't like Callum when Rob asked if he was ugly. The 90-day fiancé. Happily ever after. Star Rob can be heard saying Callum is a hot dude, and that Sophie lied to him in the preview for the next episode. Rob knows that Sophie can dump him for her friend.